Oh, you know what? I should do some math. I should do some math. Hi, I'm McKenna, and I am a self-published author, and this year I am doing my best. I'm also doing NaNoWRIMO, which is National Novel Writing Month, if you don't already know. And the goal is to write 50,000 words in 1 month, because that is what amounts to technically a novel. Now, my book is definitely going to be longer than 50,000 words, so obviously I will continue working after NaNoWRIMO is over. This is also my full-time job, so I will obviously continue writing. But having to do 50,000 words in a month is a fun little challenge. I've been doing it since I was young, and I love a good challenge. I love a good competition. I am currently losing, but hey, they say winning isn't everything. I've won before, I've lost before, I'm sure I'll do both again, but I'm not writing this one off yet, okay? There's still plenty of month left, and who doesn't love a comeback story? I know I do. I am currently sitting pretty at 16,121 words. Today is November 15th, and that means I should be at 25,000 words because it's the halfway point through the month. So I'm about 4,000, oh, not 4,000, I can't do math. Oops. So I am more than 4,000 words behind. I am about 25 minus 16 is 9. Thank you. I'm 9,000 words behind. That's a lot of words. But okay, no, I'm already psyching myself out. No, I've got this. We've got this no matter where you're at. And so I did more math earlier before the video started, because apparently it's very painful for me to watch myself on camera do math. But to still beat Nano, I have to write 2,118 words a day for the rest of the month. And that's every day, including Thanksgiving. So we'll see how that one goes. But I think I can do it. 2,000 a day is my actual usual word count per day, because like I said before, I am a full-time writer. And it's more than the 1,600 words that I would have needed to do if I had stayed on track from the beginning. But hey, life happens. I wanted to make this video. It's different than last week's. They're both fun. I'm experimenting a little. Stick with me. But if you already noticed, I'm sure you did because you clicked on the video, but the title of this video is Winning Isn't Everything. And I stand by that. That is 100% true. And I'm not just saying that because I'm currently losing, and there's a good chance that I will lose. And that's okay, because the goal of NaNoWRIMO is to win, because it's a competition. Everybody wants to win, obviously. But the real goal of NaNoWRIMO is to get in the habit of writing. It's to put words on paper. I know it's hard for a lot of us writers to stare at the blank page and to get through it and to even just start. And NaNoWRIMO gives you that little jump, that little kick in the butt that you might need to finally start writing something. And it's fun. You get to do it with the community. You can do it with your friends, IRL, online, anything you want. And it's a lot of fun. But I want to stress that it's for fun. It's not anything that you should feel badly about. If you feel bad about NaNoWRIMO at any point in time, stop doing it. It's not worth it. It's not for you. Writing should be fun, especially if you're doing it pre-publishing or you have no plans to publish at all. It should be fun, 100%. If you're not having fun, I don't want to say you're doing it wrong, but you're doing it wrong. Okay, so take care of yourself, have fun. I know that now that we're halfway through the month, it's really easy to get discouraged. I just saw someone on TikTok yesterday say, I beat Nano in 7 days. Huh? 7 days? That's insane. I'm a full-time writer. This is all I do. All I do all day. It's right. 50,000 words in 7 days is insane. So that's great for that person. I don't want to discredit them. I don't want to write them off. That's great for them. But I almost fell into the trap of comparing myself to them. And I'm like, I'm also a full-time writer. Why can I not write 50,000 words in 7 days? Because it's insane. All right. Good for them. Love that for her. It's not for me, and that's okay. The most important thing about NaNoWRIMO is writing every day. It's supposed to be like a habit builder. And I saw something that I thought was very interesting on Tumblr the other day, and I was scrolling through the NaNoWriMo tag, which, yeah, I am still on Tumblr in the year of our Lord, 2023. You can go check that out if you want. But I saw a couple of people start something called SLOWMOWRIMO, and they are not confining themselves to a month. It is a writing challenge, but it's one with a lot less pressure and a lot slower pace, as is the name. It's SLOWMOWRIMO. And I thought it was really interesting because not only did they set a minimum word count, which is not 1,600 words. Most of the ones that I saw were very low, like 200, 300, maybe 600 words a day. Those were the minimum word counts because this program recognizes that the most important thing is that you're writing every day, no matter how big or how small, how much, how many, how few, whatever you're doing is still progress. And if you write 100 words a day, every day, you will still come out with a book eventually. All right. And so the goal is to finish, yes, but you can't finish if you don't write. So we're trying to build the habit of writing every day. Do you see what I'm saying? It took young McKenna a really long time to wrap her mind around this. So I hope you're doing better with it than I was. But I'm here now and I get it. And so I think the SLOWMOWRIMO is actually a very, very interesting concept that I will be looking into further, especially for the month of December, which usually is a very busy time for me, not unlike November, but I digress. So there's a minimum word count per day, very low. There's also a maximum word count, which I thought was very, very interesting. I've never thought about setting a maximum word count for myself, but it makes a lot of sense. I've heard of the trick where you stop yourself in the middle of a scene when you're on a roll. So when you come back the next day, you can just pick up right where you left off and go off of that momentum. But I'd never considered setting a maximum word count before. I was always of the mind that you should, if you can keep writing, you should keep writing. Why not? You're on a roll with it, go with the momentum, ride the wave all the way to the end. But that usually leads to burnout, doesn't it? Yeah, that's how we get burnt out. So I think the maximum word count is so cool, so interesting, and I think I will, in fact, be implementing it. Probably not for NaNoWriMo, because if I have the opportunity to catch up, I will. Except if I catch up and then I burn out, I won't finish anyway. You're watching these thoughts happen in real time, people. This is the process. This is the process. So I was thinking I'll set my maximum word count at 5,000 words because I know that I can write 5,000 words on a good day and still go back and write more words the next day. I have done that in the past. Like I said before, probably more than once, I am a full-time writer. This is my full-time job. And I also want to bring that up again because I am behind on my word count for NaNoWriMo for this project specifically, which is the sequel to my high fantasy novel. And I write other things for money and my livelihood. And I'm writing those daily too. And I am not counting those words. So that also probably contributes to the fact that I'm behind on NaNoWriMo because those words are going towards something else. And I could count those words if I wanted to. And I'm simply choosing not to because I want this project to be the only thing that NaNoWriMo is about. And it's definitely going to be longer than 50,000 words. So I would really like to just have that accountability for that project only, especially because there's no one waiting on it. It's for me right now. It's not out in the world. The first book isn't out in the world. And so the commissions that I do and other writing stuff, those have deadlines and other people counting on them and waiting for them. So I'm not counting those towards my NaNoWriMo goal. But if I were, I would actually probably be done right now. I'm not going to go through and look at all the individual word counts of all the things that I've written this month. But I would almost certainly be at least 30, 40,000 words if I was counting everything. But I'm not. So here we are. If you watched last week's video, which if you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you did that. But if you watched last week's video, I talked a little bit about my process and how every single book project that I undertake requires a different routine. And I somehow managed to forget that for every single book that I write. And I struggle because I try to write the new book with the last book's routine. and then it doesn't work and it's like pulling teeth and I'm like, why isn't this working? And then I decided to mix it up and I realized, oh, this book needs to be written at night, which is the case with Isla 2. Isla 1, the first book, which I should really just decide on a title for so I can stop referring to it as Isla, but the first book was written completely at night because I actually wrote it while I was still in college, and that was the only time I had to write. I was going to college, I was going to class all throughout the day, and then I had beach volleyball practice, and then I had club volleyball practice, and then came home and I wrote. And so I think in order to get back into the mindset that I was in before to write the sequel, I have to write at night again, which I have been doing for the past few days. And I've had a couple really good days, a couple 2,000 word days, and definitely bare minimum 1,600 word days because I'm writing at night. And I start at like 8 or 9 o'clock. And then I write basically until I hit my word count, and then I turn it in. This has really set my overall routine upside down. I'm still trying to figure out where everything fits back into my schedule now, so that's a little wonky, but it's definitely for the best in the long run, definitely what needed to be done, because now Isla 2 is coming along quite nicely, and I'm very happy with the progress that I am making with it. I think that's all for this week. I didn't film every day this week because, again, life got in the way, and I also wanted to experiment with a new vlog style. So did you guys like last week's more? Did you like this week's more? Let me know. If you're doing NaNoWRIMO, again, my name on there is Kenna Ashton. I'll link it below if you want to be buddies. We can. Again, I don't update my map every day, so it looks a little wonky. I try my best to remember. Or you can just drop what you're writing and how far you're going and any advice you may have for me in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this. This YouTube stuff is kind of hard, but it's also really fun. So I hope you'll stick around and see what else we get up to next week. Like and subscribe this video. I would super duper appreciate it. And I guess I'll see you next time. Wish me luck.